you ready?
To discuss one of the most underrated MCs to ever lace a pen to paper. But more specifically, we will dissect one of his song's lyrics. A song from a Brooklyn-born and raised lyrical genius, Big Daddy Kane. Before we get into it though, make sure to subscribe and click that like button. If you enjoy what you're hearing, be sure to check out the link in our description for the complete song.
For a cheat code, life don't come in a neat bowl, bringing the receipt home, but we know that.
Big Daddy Kane was one of, if not the biggest solo rappers during the mid and late 80s for his well put together lyrics and metaphors and his fashion style. As BDK would always prefer to be seen wearing suits with his gold chains. He was also famous for his well-documented womanizing ways that would probably give Wilt Chamberlain a very strong competitor. BDK was known to have a full floor of women at different hotels to feed his insatiable appetite for women. But this is not what we're here to talk about today. Big Daddy Kane would help get nationwide notoriety after joining forces with the Juice Crew in 1986. A legendary collective of rap artists, producers, and DJs with popular talents like Marley Marl, MC Shan, Kool G Rap, and Roxanne Shante, who will later be the star of one of Netflix's biopic movies titled Roxanne Roxanne. This was a talented group of individuals who would push each other to reach the highest levels of success by friendly competition amongst the group that would show itself clearly in the debut album of Big Daddy Kane. The album titled Long Live the Kane, which would be released on June 21st, 1988 under the Chillin Warner Brothers record label. This album would go on to have major influence on upcoming artists like Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Wiz Khalifa, and Ice-T, to name a very short list from the many. Nas has come out publicly and named the album to his list of top 25 hip-hop albums of all time. The album produced songs like Set It Off, Raw, and listed as number 25 on a list of greatest hip-hop songs of all time from a survey taken by Billboard in 2012. Ain't No Half Steppin'. And yes, this is the song that we're here to talk about. Let's dive into some legendary but overlooked bars from 1988.
Time to set it straight, you know what I'm saying? And ain't no half stepping.
Ain't No Half Steppin' would go on to be the most successful song in Big Daddy Kane's career, which peaked at number 53 on the Billboard Hot Black Singles chart. The beat is so hardcore and familiar, with samples from Ain't No Half Steppin' by Heatwave and Blind Alley by The Emotions. I just bet you want to ball up your fist, puff out your chest after hearing that beat. The hook and chorus of the song is easy, to the point, and catchy. Ain't No Half Steppin' is repeated while being scratched by DJ Mr. C. The scratching totally captures the feel of hip hop in the 80s that went hand in hand with the nightclubs and basement parties of the times. Now, the three things that I love the most about this masterpiece is the different flow delivery styles used in one song, the cockiness of his lyrics, and the concussion-causing hard-hitting metaphors. As a compliment to his style, BDK was known as an over-explainer by the way he would take a bar and either break down what he meant in the following bars or would say the same thing again in just different words, or layman's terms. In the very first verse of this 4-verse song, BDK breaks down who he is with these 2 bars. I'm the BIGDADDYKANE, dramatic, Asiatic, not like many. The first bar is pretty self-explanatory, spelling out his name. But wait, let's dig into the inner BDK and over-explain. Big Daddy Kane officially considers himself high royalty. The name Kane is an acronym for King Asiatic Nobody's Equal. Not only is he confident that his rhymes reign supreme over anyone else in his craft, but also he feels strongly that he descends from a long line of ancient Egyptian kings, from the Asiatic race who are believed to be lineal descendants of the biblical character Ham, which was strengthened by his membership of the 5% Nation. His acronym name was just another genius way of Kane reiterating to his peers that no one is nor will ever be on his level. BDK would be compared to Rakim for a very long string of his career, as many would have barbershop talks about who was the rightful responsible MC for changing the style of hip-hop from the Sugarhill gang's upbeat boppity-bop style
Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat.
to the multi-syllabic rhyme scheme that is still used today. He would constantly address being authentic, which I believe he is. It just so happened that both Rakim and BDK would come onto the scene around the same time, both with major advancements and skills that had not been seen before in hip-hop. But does that mean that there has to be an originator of the style? Well, think Edison and Tesla, both working towards electricity advancements around the same time. One just happened to get the major recognition while the other was discredited, even though both men had the aptitude of harnessing the electricity that would come to change the world. Somewhat like this rap comparison of the two and what the media tried to do by fueling the rap beef between them. Through the decades, these two men have become friends built through mutual respect for each other's talents. For the next few bars of the track, BDK addresses all rappers during the 80s, over-explaining once again that no one is near his pedigree, from the likes of Public Enemy to MC Lyte. This was not any personal shots taken at anyone in particular, just his own statement of facts in his mind. One of the things that I can respect in hip-hop, predominantly in the Northeast regions, artists are always claiming to be best or king of NY without others getting too upset about the claim, unlike what we have seen in recent years like the beefs between T.I. and Ludacris, or the more physical turning beefs of Biggie and Tupac. BDK threats were all lyrical and delivered so well, you can see the picture in your head of the scene he's trying to paint. BDK would attack a rapper's feelings, skills, and overall being in his lyrics with hard metaphors or statements that would cut like a sword with the aggressiveness of Jason Voorhees. Hence his line, Friday the 13th, I'ma play Jason, to rappers trying to play. The next 4 bars showcase changes in flow and delivery. This is the first taste of the new multi-syllable rhyme scheme that brought on the comparisons between Rakim and BDK.
The best, so yes, I guess suggest the best should best don't mess or test your highness. Unless you just address with best finesse and bless the paragraphs I manifest.
BDK is re-explaining his theme and purpose of the song title once again within these 4 bars, suggesting that all competitors need to confess that he is the best rapper they ever heard, while also stating that he doesn't want to hear anything from anyone unless they can clearly see and understand that he is the best when it comes to putting together words from dope lyrics. The next bar, Rap Prime Minister, some say sinister, are relating to BDK beliefs that he is the one setting the trend or determining the general direction that rap will be taken from this point forward. Because of the way he puts his rhymes together and the impact of the punchlines, many would say that he delivered his lines with such a menacing type of behavior, and he will continue to go hard until when it's the climax and I max, relax, and chill. He then breaks down his techniques of what it takes for him to put together such a good song, all the while bragging how easy it is for him to make hits. Yep, you read that right. Lit wasn't just slang in the 2010s. BDK was not ashamed to boast about his devices during a time when many artists would not admit to drug use. But again, Big Daddy Kane would move to his own drum. Never afraid of any reactions, BDK then says that I stop and stand strong over MCs and devour with the power of Hercules. A very fitting Greek mythology god, as Hercules was known to be very strong and would go on to destroy his own family, the same intentions that BDK had towards his competitors, the brothers and sisters of the rap game. He also relates his strength to that of Samson from the Bible, but expresses even if you cut off his hair or cameo, the name of the flat-top fade he sported, that he would still destroy any competition. Basically telling us that his strengths are much more than just his appealing and marketable looks. And no, that's not a myth, and if you try to riff or get with the man with the given gift of gab, states Kane, that your vocab he'll only ignore, and he'll be sleeping on your rhymes till he starts to snore. Using the word sleeping as both literally and metaphorically, meaning he will continue to overlook these other rappers because of their lack of talent. The next verse goes back to the multisyllabic rhyme scheme, which again made BDK stand out as something to be reckoned with.
I'm here right here and scare and dear, a mere musketeer that would dare to compare. Put him in the rear, back there where he can't see clear. Get a beer idea on near steer, yeah.
Yeah, I just had to put that in there. I mean, even I feel like I'm that dude right now after hearing those 4 bars. The final verse of the track, BDK addresses how easily we will forget about all rappers before him, or any rappers that were leading the industry before he came onto the scene. With the lines, I grab the mic and make MCs evaporate, the party people say, damn, that rapper's great. He is confident of this because of how clearly he paints the picture with his lyrics, and says this in the song as well. He says, I speak clearly so you can understand. Put words together like Letterman. Well, let me clear up one of 2 major misconceptions of this song that many fans still have about some lyrics. First off, this line is not at all related to David Letterman. This line is in fact about the popular kids show of the 70s, The Electric Company, and the short, The Adventures of Letterman, that was created to help teach young children about spelling and the importance of different sounds that a letter can make and change a word. Then again, BDK goes back to his originality and the references of many trying to copy him. He then takes subtle shots at the artist without naming any specific, that he's not any animation or made-up character by way of his label or any music executive's decision. This is just another thing that he says will gain him the national recognition that he deserves among his peers and fans alike. Then he tells anyone who is still thinking about stepping up to him that they should really reconsider and play like Roy Rogers and slow down. This is the other misconception that I want to clear up. Many think that he is referring to Roy Rogers, the artist himself. However, BDK is referring to the lineup of commercials from the fast food restaurant chain in his name, Roy Rogers Restaurants. And for those who don't take his advice, he ends the song with these 4 bars. I'll just break him and bake him and rake him and take him and mold him and make him. Hold up the peace sign, assalamu alaikum. The hold up the peace sign part explains a lot and can also be used as straightforward or a simile, as he is saying, 1, he will make whoever steps up to him want to back up after he destroys them asking for peace. 2, that he is chill dude who is always Gucci, no matter the situation. And 3, he also pays homage to his religion with the popular greeting meaning, peace be unto you. So there you have it. Just a sample of some of the bars in Ain't No Half Steppin', representing one of the realest and hardest hip-hop lyricists to ever grace the mic. Don't forget to comment with your favorite Big Daddy Kane song or lyrics. Share the video and go ahead and check out some of our other videos here. Well, thanks for watching, and again, this is That So 80s, and see you next time.
She say I'm a triple, honey, welcome to Trivago. Tell me who you know, who is you tripping for a follow? Ball in the air like Showtime at the Apollo. Puffing up your chest, the next thing you know is hollow. But well, hello, I've been swinging like some jello. The guy wanted a fun guy, he gets some portobello. So I guess I